I always liked to travel, even as a little boy, and I couldn't really travel. I like to read travel books, adventure books, books about other countries. And as I grew older, I could finally travel, and that was it for me.
Do you see this valley down below, and do you see the mountains on the horizon? That is Santa Cruz Mountains, and down below in the valley is the city where I live, San Jose, California, part of Silicon Valley and part of San Francisco Bay Area. The city itself is the 10th largest in the United States, and over 1 million people live here, including me. And you have probably heard about Google or Facebook, HP, maybe eBay, Adobe, but definitely you've heard about Apple. So those are some of the largest companies that have their headquarters and workforce down in the valley. We may not be as famous as our cousins to the north, San Francisco, with its Golden Gate Bridge and Chinatown, but I think we are doing well.
So, who am I? Well, I am not a professional traveler. I am not an aspiring cinematographer. I am not a filmmaker. I am just a guy who loves to travel.
So over the years I have accumulated thousands and thousands of pictures. First on film on negatives, in albums, later on digital on hard drives, and I never looked at them. Never had any intention of doing anything with them. The only thing I did was that I picked some of my favorites and memorable, printed them, put them on the wall in my office, and when I felt stressed out from work, I just looked at them and daydreamed about the time I will be traveling again. And that was basically all. Until several months ago, I never shot a video in my entire life. So, how did I start? Well, last year, Saudi Arabia opened its border to international travelers for the first time in history. So I jumped at the opportunity, applied for visa, got it within a couple hours, and was ready to go. So I wanted to do some research, but there were no books and there were no videos on YouTube at the time that would gave me any information. So I just kind of went there without any information. I did know I wanted to see the people. I wanted to see not only what the media portrays to us about Saudi Arabia. I wanted to see the folks on the street, and I also wanted to see UNESCO heritage sites that they have in Saudi Arabia. Actually, there is 5 of them, and they are magnificent. So I rented a car. I drove 4,000 miles in a couple of weeks, and I saw a lot. And I took pictures as I've always been doing. But then I came home and I was thinking, well, that's not enough. I wish I had some videos from the trip, but I didn't. However, the seed was planted. So, shortly after beginning of pandemic and lockdown in our area, I bought Sony FDRX 3000. and have been using it ever since. However, shortly, a couple months later, I would say, I bought ZV-1, and that's my main camera now, even though I am using both of them. So that's the story how I started shooting videos after decades of shooting pictures. Now I've been traveling all over California. Now what you can see is the Avenue of the Giants. Here is San Francisco Bay. This is shot from the Golden Gate Bridge around New York called San Francisco. And it's really interesting to see all those sites without tourists. For one thing, there are no international tourists, and the other thing is domestic tourism also decreased. So I hope you enjoyed the videos as much as I enjoyed making them.